All right, so welcome back again, everybody, to Yoga Therapeutics with myself, Amanda Wheeler. For today, we are going to do a yoga detox sequence. If you would like to grab a bolster similar to this, or you can also use a pillow, a couple pillows, grab a throw-sized blanket. This was all in the little notes, but in case you missed it, so a throw-sized blanket in case you need that. And a yoga strap, and a couple of blocks. So you can use whatever you can, even if you have thick blocks or thick books, go ahead and use those. So as usual, we are going to do kind of a doable sequence for beginners. And then for this week on Saturday, actually, I'm going to do a faster pace full detox, a little bit more towards the intermediate level if you would like to join that one, or if you want the recording for that one as well. So just like the other days, if you can do $5 for a class, that would be very appreciative. If you can't afford it, that is fine. Just go ahead and message me and we'll figure something out. But we are still shut down through April 20th. Next week, we're going to hear if we have to be shut down past then. They always reevaluate. And you can pay me via Venmo if you have that, pretty easy. And then I also have the True Healing Massage credit reader that I can call you and we can run it through there. But for today, go ahead and take a comfortable seat. Again, your legs don't have to be crossed. They can be out in front of you. We're going to start out as usual with some breathing to get us started. Go ahead and make sure that your sit bones are nice and grounded. Relax your arms down. You can have palms up or palms down. Try to relax your shoulders. Let's do a gentle neck stretch. So go ahead and tuck your chin down to your chest. And then let your head gently roll over to the right. Typically, I will mirror you. So I will be going the opposite direction, but I will look like I'm going the same way as you in the mirror. So go ahead and roll to the left next. And then back to the center, letting your chin be nice and heavy in towards your chest. And then look all the way up to the ceiling. Stretch out the front of your neck and throat. And then go ahead and rest your head level with the floor, chin level with the floor. Close your eyes, smooth out your breathing. I won't have any music playing throughout this sequence so that you can hear my voice. But if you'd like to start your own music, go ahead. I will have some soft music at the end. Nice deep breaths. Since we are focusing on detox today, focus on inhaling in through your nostrils. Nice deep breaths. Allow your ribcage to expand. And as you exhale, exhale out of your mouth. Continue that breath for a few more rounds. And one more. Smooth out your breath back to its natural rhythm. Gently flutter your eyes open. Good, and go ahead and roll your shoulders around a little bit. We're going to get started in a couple of yin poses. And remember, yin is a slow moving style of yoga. It focuses more on the joints, the ligaments, and the fascia of the body. So we're going to come down onto your belly into Sphinx pose. A lot of these will look similar to our yang style, which is your regular style of yoga, but Sphinx pose. It's going to look similar to Cobra. You're going to have your elbows right underneath your shoulders. Hands come straight out from your elbows. Now, if you have any lower back discomfort, you can always take a blanket and place it underneath your hips so you're a little bit higher. But you're gonna pause there for a couple of minutes. Again, in yin, we hold the pose, don't hold your breath. This is your time to allow your body to really melt into the pose. You wanna make sure that you're trying to be as relaxed as possible. In yin, we're not going to engage the muscles. We're gonna just relax into it. You can drop your head down, chin into chest if you would like. So tops of feet are down. You can come up higher if you want with the arms to make it more intense. Completely up to you. So just stay where you are if that's comfortable. You want to go deeper, you're going to come up a little higher. You can even just have your hands down. We still have another minute there, so keep on breathing. This is going to be your higher position. Again, chin can drop in if you'd like. You can even tip your head back. In Sphinx pose, it affects the urinary bladder and kidney lines of our body, as well as the stomach and spleen meridians. So we're detoxing in through those meridians and lines. This is going to affect the lower spine and the neck. Now just allow yourself to breathe there for a little while longer. If you notice you're tensing, try to let go. Couple more breaths. When you are ready, make your way onto your hands and knees, up into a tabletop. And go ahead and do a counter pose of a gentle cat to cow. And I say gentle because you can just do a little mini one at first and get your body warmed up again. Just so we can get that stiffness out of that lower back. We're gonna come into swan. We're going into sleeping swan because there's two versions. It's very similar to pigeon, but again, they have different names in yin, so you don't do all the muscle engagement. In sleeping swan, slide your right knee all the way up behind your right wrist. And we're gonna turn the right foot open so your heel goes underneath your left hip bone. And you can crawl the left knee back as far as you can comfortably and bring the top of your left foot down. So remember, we want the hip bones to point straight ahead. Now this is where a pillow or even your blocks are going to come in handy if you're really tight and you want to stay up a little higher. In our sleeping swan, we are going to start to fold over. So if you need that pillow, go ahead and grab it. If you can come all the way down, go down onto your forearms and relax your head and neck. So we're going to do a couple of minutes at least on both sides. So with your right knee forward, make sure your knee is comfortable. Just go ahead and take your movements, use whatever props you need. Maybe have a blanket underneath your right glute or something lifting your butt up higher. So a couple minutes here. In sleeping swan, it affects the liver, kidney, stomach, spleen, and gallbladder and urinary bladder line. So this one is in here for a reason. That opens up a lot of those meridians and lines. And when we say open up, it kind of releases the congestion in there, which can lead to issues. We're going to work the hips and the lower back while we're here. Remember, melt into your pose. Try not to engage the muscles. We're not working on muscles in yin. We're working on the attachments, the fascia, so we can get more mobility. Just breathe. and try to let go. See if you can deepen for your last few breaths. Always feel free to come out anytime you need to if it's uncomfortable. When you're ready, come back up onto your hands. You're going to slide your knees back into a tabletop position. You can go side to side if you need to. You can go into a down dog if you need to by curling the toes under, lifting your hips up and back. And we're going to make our way to the other side. So when you're ready, come down onto your knees again. Slide your left knee forward behind your left wrist and turn this left foot open all the way over to your right hip. So I'll show you here so you can see. Knee behind wrist, foot comes out underneath the other hip. So take your time going onto that left side. Grab whatever props you need. So we're going to scoot the right knee back as far as you can. Bring the top of your right foot down. Keep those hip bones pointing straight ahead. We don't want to turn open and fall back. Come on down. Either on a bolster or a pillow or all the way down to the floor. Again, we're going to stay here for a couple of minutes. Allow your body to release into the pose. Soften your muscles. Smooth out your breath. You can let your head relax. Anytime you feel like you have deepened into the pose to a very comfortable level, you can go a little further. So either coming down a little lower. So if you're up on a pillow, maybe coming down to your forearms if you feel like you can now. Other options are scooting that right knee back a little further. Smooth, steady breathing. Deepen a little further if you can, and just a few more breaths. When you feel ready, come back up onto your hands. You're going to make your way back onto your hands and knees in your tabletop. And again, you can move your hips side to side. If you feel like you need to do some cat and cow, go ahead and do that. Or you can go into a down dog, just to release any stiffness and tension in there. You can walk your legs out a little bit in your down dog if you need to. And then after you've kind of gotten a little bit of movement, we're going to come down to the hands and knees again. Sway your hips side to side. Once you're in a tabletop, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, we're going to go into twisted child's pose. Lift your right arm up, lift your chest. You're going to twist open to the right. And we're going to sweep your right hand underneath the left armpit. Bring your right shoulder down, right side of your head down if you can. And then you can bring the fingertips of that left hand down so your elbow points up. Now make sure your hips aren't turning. That left hip might turn forward, pull it back. Feel free to crawl your left arm out towards the top to get a deeper stretch. Just gonna get this movement in through the body before we go into some of our flows.
We'll be doing a lot of twisting today with our theme of detox. Be mindful of your lower back at all times. Don't twist in the lower back. We twist in our torso, right kind of above the love handles and up. Slowly come back onto your hands and knees again. In your tabletop, other side, lift your left arm up, lift your chest. You're gonna turn open to the left. And then sweep your left arm underneath your right armpit. Left shoulder goes down, left side of your head. You can come up to the fingertips of your right hand. Maybe crawl the right arm out towards the top of your mat. Pull that right hip back more, kind of turn it back. Couple more breaths. Slowly come back onto your hands and knees. Go into down dog. Step your feet back, press your hips up and back into down dog. In your down dog, try to walk your legs so we can warm up the legs. So we are going to start to go into more of a heated flow sequence throughout all of this. Do whatever you can do. Honor your body. Stay where you're at or advance with me. Walk your legs out if you haven't yet. Anytime we go up into a flow, feel free to take a break. From our down dog, come into mountain. Walk forward. Inhale, lift all the way up into mountain. High mountain. You can add a back bend if you would like. And then exhale, palms down to heart center. All right, here we go. If you need to take a break at any time, just go ahead and do so. Inhale, arms up, high mountain. Exhale, palms together, bend your knees, forward folds. Bring your hands down to your mat or onto blocks if you need. Relax your head. On your next inhale, come up halfway. Straighten the legs, tilt your tailbone back, pull your belly back, but lift your chest. Upside down L. If you go up a little higher, that's fine too. Next exhale, fold in. We're gonna move a lot with your breath. Remember, breath is part of the detox. So exhales, release the toxin. Now we're going to a forward fold, hands bound. Interlace your hands behind your back, straighten your arms, but we're gonna roll those shoulders back. So if your arms don't straighten, just work on the shoulders going back. If you need a strap to separate your hands a little wider, go there. Wherever you're at, try to release your chest down at an angle. So we're not just going straight down, but we're lifting chest forward towards the top of your mat and then down. One more breath there. Slowly release your hands down to the mat. Right foot forward, left foot back. Revolve lunge. Going into your lunge, make sure your right knee's over your heel. Grab a block if you need it. We're gonna do a little bit of twisting in this. So if you need your block, gets you up a little higher. Turn open to the right. So left hand down, right arm up, twist open. Hug that right knee in. Pull your feet towards each other. Remember to lift the chest. Inhales, expand through your ribs. Exhales, pull the belly back. Now we're gonna do a little bit of twisting, threading the needle. You're gonna thread the right hand underneath the left armpit and back up. At least 3 times, maybe 5. Thread through, back up. Thread through and back up. Make sure you're using your twist. Don't just use your arm. After you've done 3 or 5, come back down into your lunge. Step forward into forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Left foot forward, right foot back into a lunge. Grab your block if you need it. Inhale, lift up. Twist open, left arm up, pressing that right hand down. When you're ready, after you've got that left knee hugging in, we're gonna thread the needle at least 3 times. Bring your left arm underneath the right armpit and up. Thread through at least 3 times. Sometimes inhaling as you lift, exhaling as you twist. When you're done, come back into your lunge. Step forward into forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step your feet back into plank. Anytime we're in a plank, you can always go onto your knees. Make sure your feet are shoulder, or your hands are shoulder distance apart. Up onto the ball of your feet. Don't drop your hips, keep them up. Relax your shoulders. Pull the belly back. When you're ready, we're gonna rock forward and back at least 3 times. So pressing the heels back and onto the toes. Heels back and onto the toes. Keep breathing. At least 3 times, and then we're gonna chaturanga, or slowly lower down to your belly. Bring the tops of your feet down. Bring your hands by your upper rib cage for cobra. Roll your shoulders back, hug your elbows in. Slowly come on up. Remember, we don't want shoulders up to the ears. Bring them back. Just a couple more breaths. Elbows in, shoulders down. Slowly lower down. Curl your toes under, go into down dog. Press up and back. Remember, anytime you need a break, go ahead and take one. We're gonna try to get through as much of this flow as we can today. From down dog, come into forward fold, walking all the way up to the top of your mat if you can. Pause for a couple of breaths. Inhale up into half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Now you can stay there, or you can go through this next flow with us. Inhale, high mountain. Back bend if you'd like. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Step back into plank. Lower down to your belly. Cobra when you're ready. Back to down dog when you're ready. And back into forward fold, walking up. If you stayed in forward fold, we're back here with you. Plant your hands. Right foot stays forward, left foot back into low lunge again. Press your fingertips down. You can be on blocks if you need. Lift your chest, straighten out your back. Pull your feet towards each other. Get a strong engagement between those legs. If you can come up to high lunge, come up with us. Lift your arms all the way up. Press the inside of your right foot down. Stay strong. Press your tailbone down. Lift your chest, but pull the belly back. Relax your shoulders. Twisted lunge. Bring your right hand to your hip. Reach that left arm all the way over to the outside of your right thigh. If you get your elbow or tricep down, place your palms together, right elbow up. Couple breaths here. Gently working into your twist. Place your palms down. Go back into plank, but try to float the right leg back. So a lot of weight into the hands, float it back nice and slow. Come up to the ball of your feet. Chaturanga down to your belly. Tops of your feet come down. Cobra again, or you can go into up dog for a little bit more difficult. So we're gonna stay here in cobra, or slide your hands back a little. Lift up into up dog. Shoulders back for both. Smooth breathing. Release down. Curl your toes under, go back into down dog. Walk it up into forward fold. Pause here and get your breath if you need to. When you're ready, other side. Left foot forward, step your right foot back into low lunge. Fingertips down or on blocks. Lift your chest, straighten out your back. Engage your right glute, always engaging that leg, that extended legs glute. Pull your feet together, get some strength in here. Come up to high lunge if you can. Press your tailbone down, lift your chest, and pull your belly back. Relax those shoulders. Twisted lunge when you're ready. Left hand to your hip. Reach that right arm all the way over to your left thigh. You can do palms together, or you can stay up here, a little higher. This is fine. Couple breaths there at least. Maybe 5 or 10 if you can. More of a beginner level today, so you can do just 5 breaths if you would like. Come back to the center. Float back into plank. So press your hands down, try to float that left leg back, get the strength in there. Lower down to your belly. Press the tops of your feet down. Come into cobra or go into up dog. Either one. Couple more breaths there. When you're ready, slowly release. Curl your toes under. Come onto your hands and knees. Go into down dog if you can or if you're ready. And then walk it forward into forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift your chest forward, roll those shoulders back up halfway. Back should be straight and come all the way up. Bring your arms down to your sides in a mountain pose. Feet hip distance, arms out to your sides. We're done with those cobras and up dogs. We did a lot of them. I'm going to stay facing this direction, but you chair pose when you're ready. Did I unfreeze yet? Okay, I'm back. Perfect. Feet together. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, relax those shoulders. Chair pose. Lift your toes up. Sit back into your heels. Squeeze your thighs together. Pull the belly back a little bit, but lift your chest. In our chair pose, we're going to add a twist. Bring your palms down to heart center and twist your left elbow over to the right side. Couple breaths here. Keep your legs squeezing in. Knees should be behind the toes, not in front. Lift your chest, gently twist. When you are ready, come back up into your mountain. Release your hands. Inhale, lift your arms up. Palms pointed in. Relax your shoulders. Come into chair pose again. Toes up, but if you can press your toes down with more weight into your heels, go there. Bring your palms down to heart center again, palms together. Twist your right elbow to your left thigh. Again, I'm mirroring you. Keep the knees in line. Keep your hips in line. Lift your chest and turn. Couple more breaths there. Come all the way up. Bring your hands to your hips. Right foot forward, left foot back, warrior one. So spin that right foot open slightly. Turn your hips forward. Sit down into your warrior one. Inhale, lift your arms up. Bring your palms together if you can, or keep them open if your shoulders are tight. Lift your chest, go into more of a back bend. Bring your arms out to the sides. Eagle arms. Bring your left arm over your right. Wrap your arms. You can give yourself a hug there or wrap the forearms around each other. Hug your elbows down in towards your belly. Lift your chest. Going for a detox, so we got a lot of twists, a lot of wraps. Then fold over your leg. You can come to the inside of your leg if you want to go deeper. Couple breaths there. Come all the way up. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release your hands. Hands to your hips. Good. Step forward into mountain. Shake it out. So shake out the arms and legs. We want to get the lymph going. Even if you got bigger movements, whatever you need to do, we want to shake it out, get the lymphatic system moving. Again, we're detoxing today. Other side, hands to your hips. Left foot forward, right foot back. I am mirroring you. Sit down into your hips a little deeper. Inhale, lift your arms up. Palms together if you can. Reach up a little bit more of a back bend. We're opening up the front side of the body. Couple of breaths. Exhale, arms out to the sides. This time, right arm over left as you wrap your arms. Double wrap the forearms around each other if you can. Otherwise, just stay in the hug. Bring those elbows down into your abdomen, then lift your chest. We want to get that compression. So we're compressing everything together and then fold forward. Again, compressing, wrapping. Couple breaths. Inhale, lift up when you're ready.
Exhale, release your arms, hands to your hips, step forward, shake it out. So the purpose of the wrapping and the engaging of the core is to compress, and then when we release and we shake it out, we got that lymph system going. Bring your hands to your hips again. Take a wide stance on your mat. So spin and face the long edge of your mat, whichever way you would like to go. I'm gonna go on my purple mat here so you can, again, kind of see where we're at. Nice wide-legged stance. Turn your feet so they're pointing straight at the long edge of your mat. Roll your shoulders back. Keep your belly gently pulling back. Bring one hand to your chest and one hand to your belly. And take deep breaths. Smooth out your breathing. And bring your hands to your hips. Come into a forward fold. Bend your knees, so we're wide-legged forward fold. Hinge your hips back, bring your hands down. If you need blocks, go ahead, but we are gonna do some movement in through here, so the blocks may not stay. Couple of options for you. If you can, I want you to walk your hands over towards your left foot and fold in. If you can't go there, you're gonna leave the right hand down and twist open with your left. Then go to the other side. So if you're walking it over, walk towards your right foot and fold in. If you can't do that, you're gonna leave your left hand down and turn open to the right. So as long as we're getting some movement in there, go back to the left. Do at least 3 times on both sides. Walk it back to the right and back to the left. Back to the right. Go at your own pace if you need to. If you want to do more, keep on going, completely up to you. You can keep going until we're at the next pose. Come back to the center when you're ready. Shorten your stance a little bit. Bring the feet in closer to each other. And then turn your feet open. So heels in and toes turn out. We're gonna squat down about halfway and then come up, hands to your hips into horse stance or a goddess squat. See if you can squat there for a few good breaths. Nice straight back if you can. From your goddess squat, we're gonna do a little bit of twisting. So you're gonna turn the right shoulder in and down. And then you're gonna do the left shoulder, turn it in and down. Right shoulder, at least 3 times. Feels a little funny, but we're opening up the right twisting and the right meridians here. At least 3 times each. And then you'll come back up, come all the way up. Stay in your stance. So we have this nice wide stance, feet are turned open. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale down, crisscross. Inhale up, exhale down and crisscross. Inhale up, exhale down and crisscross. Do at least a few times. One more if you can. Shake it out. Step your feet together. And come all the way up to the top of your mat again, facing the top of your mat. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. And exhale, fold. Step back into plank. Lower down to your belly. Bring your forehead down, tops of your feet down, locust 2. Roll your shoulders back, lift your palms up, and when you're ready, lift your chest and head up. Maybe lift your legs up. Pause here for a few breaths. Get the core working and get your, so it's the back and the front is your core. Get it all working. Lower down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Curl your toes under. Come all the way up into down dog. Look up between your hands. Walk forward into forward fold.
Inhale, airplane arms all the way up to the sides. Come all the way up to mountain and palms down. Good. Again, face the long edge of your mat. Step into the middle of your mat. Take a nice wide stance. Toes pointed towards the long edge of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Spin your right foot open. Bring your arms out to the sides. Bend your right knee into warrior two. We're gonna do a little bit of flow here to get that heat going. Go into reverse warrior. Left hand down, right arm up. Lift up through the chest. Back to warrior two and extended side angle. Right forearm down, left arm up and across. Come back up, do at least 3. Reverse warrior. Try to keep the legs where they are. And just move the upper body if you can. You can go slow. Do whatever you need. Once you're done, come back to warrior two. Straighten out the legs. Spin your feet to the long edge. Bring your hands to your hips. Pause for a breath or two if you need to. Should be getting some good heat going in through the abdominals and probably a little bit quicker pace of breath. That's good. Turn your left foot open, arms out to the sides. Bend your left knee, warrior two. Feel free to go whenever you are ready, reverse warrior. Make sure you're not pressing onto your knee, back and to extended side angle. Reverse warrior to extended side angle. Take your time. Go whatever pace you need. Keep breathing. At least 3 times. Back to warrior two when you're done. Straighten out your legs. Turn your feet to the long edge of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Good. Feel free to walk or hop into the center. Walk your knees out. Spin and face the top of your mat again. Come all the way up to the top. Getting closer to being done. We're almost there. Keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot back. High lunge. Inhale, lift your arms up. We're gonna go into warrior three. I'm gonna scoot back so that I make sure I'm not gonna be off the camera. Up to you what position you do. You can keep your arms up in front of you, or you can bring your palms together. We're gonna come up forward onto that right foot. Balance, balance, balance. Try to bring the upper body parallel to the floor. But then we're gonna come back. Now, if you wanna hold, go ahead and hold. Otherwise, you're gonna do this 3 times. Nice and balanced. And back. Take your time. Stop in your high lunge. Bring your hands to your hips. When you're ready to switch sides, step forward with your left, step back with your right. High lunge. Inhale, lift your arms up. Shift forward into warrior three. Remember to take your time. You can do 3, you can hold wherever you want to go. Try to find that balance and that heat in the core. When you're done, bring your hands to your hips. Step your right foot forward. Good. Walk your knees out if you need to. A lot of times you want to keep those knees safe. Come up to the top of your mat if you're not. Feet hip distance. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back into plank. Press back into down dog. From your down dog, go into puppy pose. Lower your knees to the floor. Walk your knees back and walk your hands out. So knees right underneath the hips. Tilt your tailbone back a little. Then pull your belly button back towards your spine. And keep your ribs from flaring too much. You can rest your elbows or your forearms if you can get there, and rest your head. Smooth out your breathing. So we want to let the front side of the body open up again. Come into child's pose by coming up to your tabletop. Bring the big toes together. Separate your knees. And again, try to tilt the tailbone back a little bit so you can bring the glutes down towards your heels as close as you can get. Remember, you can always have a blanket there if you want to be able to sit on something. And rest there in your child's pose for a good about 10 breaths. Making sure I didn't freeze again. Smooth out your breathing. Make your way onto your belly. This might be a little complicated of a twist, so I'm going to show you as best as I can. I'm actually going to turn so you can see. On your belly, excuse me, we're going to go into a nice shoulder opener and a twist. So you would bring your right arm out to the side, kind of in a T shape. We're going to leave the right foot down, and you're going to bend the left knee. And maybe this right side of the head is down. You're going to turn open, lift that left leg up, and try to bring the left leg around or behind the right leg. Sorry guys, my throat is scratchy today. The left hand can be down here, flat around the fingertips. Just a nice opening for that bottom shoulder. Make sure you don't feel any pain. Just gonna go for a few breaths. When you're ready to come back, turn your leg back over. You can bring both arms in. Give you a moment to switch sides. If you need to stay there longer, go ahead and stay there. And then when you switch sides, left arm comes straight out, kind of in a T. Make sure you move it a little to your comfort level. Left side of your head's gonna come down. Bend the right knee, turn open. So I'm mirroring you again. We're gonna turn, lifting that right leg up, and bring the right foot down behind the left leg. Right palm can be down or fingertips. Just rolling that right shoulder open as comfortably as you can. You can pause for as long as you need to. And when you're ready, come on back to the center. And then make your way onto your back. Lie onto your back. Press your feet down about hip distance apart. We're gonna go for a little bit of compression again. You're gonna bring your arms out to the sides. Bend your elbows at the 90 degrees, cactus arms or field goal arms if that's comfortable for you. Walk your feet together. Cross your right leg over your left, nice and tight. If you can bring the right big toe around to the back of your ankle, go ahead. And then lift your knees up towards your chest. If you want to wrap your arms in and hug it in, you can go there. Wherever is comfortable. It's going to use a little bit of core engagement. Just for a few breaths there. Try to squeeze the legs in and up. Release your legs down. Uncross. Bring your feet together. Cross your left leg over your right. Again, you can hook the left big toe around to the back if you can. Lift your knees up towards your chest. So if you're not using your arms, it's requiring a little bit more abdomen work. You can go ahead and wrap the arms, that's fine. Few breaths there. Slowly release. Uncross. Separate your feet nice and wide apart. Do a little bit of windshield wipers. So both knees go to the left and to the right together. Go ahead and stop with your windshield wipers. Bring your feet about hip distance apart again. Bring your arms down to your sides. Roll your shoulders underneath your chest, going into bridge pose. You can go into it if you know it. Once you're ready, press through your shoulders and your feet. Lift your hips up. Try to get the knees over the ankles. Maybe interlace your hands, the shoulders underneath. Squeeze the thighs in. Lift your tailbone up. Remember, still pull the belly back, but lift the chest and chin out of chest. Feel free to add some legs if you want a little bit more work. Lifting the right leg up. You do not have to do this. It's just a nice added motion. Lifting the left leg up next. And back down. When you're ready, release your hands. Let your back come down. Hug your right knee in towards your chest for a reclined twist. Straighten out that left leg. Keep your right knee hugging up with your left arm. Bring your right arm out to the side on the floor in a T. Hug your knee up and across. Remember, your legs are going to rotate with you. Just keep your right knee at least slightly higher than your hip. Gently rotate. You can look towards your right hand if you would like. Come back to the center when you're ready. Set your right foot down. Bend your left knee, place your left foot down. Hug your left knee into your chest. Straighten out your right leg. Keep hugging the knee up with your right arm. Lower your left arm out to the floor in a T. Twist over towards your right. Look towards your right hand if that's comfortable for you. Again, just allow your lower legs and the hips to twist. Come on back to the center when you're ready. Set your left foot down. Bend your right knee and place your right foot down. Hug your knees in towards your chest for reclined child's pose. And then we're going into plow pose if you can. There's many stages. Bring your arms down to your sides. Try to get those shoulder blades down. If you can, you're going to press your hands down and hug your knees up and lift your legs up. Maybe extend your legs. Maybe you just go here, and that's as far as you can go. It's good to have the elbows down to help support if you want your hands to your lower back. And you might be able to go to the full plow pose, getting your toes down, or maybe the ball of your feet to get all the way there. You can also stay in a reclined child's pose. Now, if you have any neck discomfort, remember to come out. If you would like to go into shoulder stand, that is our next one. You bring your legs up, but you need to lift your hips up a little more. Press your hips towards your head more by engaging your glutes. You can bring your legs together. Try to get the legs vertical and a straight line. Again, you can just stay in reclined child's pose as long as you need. And whenever you're ready, tuck your knees in. Slowly lower down as best as you can. Rest your feet down. Separate your feet wide apart and rest your knees into each other so you're in a triangle. Smooth out your breathing. Bring your arms down to your sides and roll your palms open. Now, if there's any other poses that you need to do, go ahead and do them now. If you would like to grab a blanket or socks or sweatshirt or anything at home, go ahead and just make yourself comfortable. If you want to turn the lights down, go ahead and turn your lights either off or down, just so you can get comfortable. I'll turn mine down a little bit, so maybe your screen won't be quite as bright.
And then I'll play a little bit of music for you here near the end. Remember, as you come into your comfortable resting position, try to smooth out your breathing. That's not the right music, sorry guys. There we go. In your comfortable reclined position, allow your head to be heavy. As you completely relax your head and neck, allow your shoulders to become heavy. Relax your shoulders. And allow your body to release even deeper, even more than you have before. Allow your body to detox, which means not only in the breath and in the muscles, but also in your mind and your emotions. Allow yourself to just be with your breath. Smooth, steady breathing to calm your mind, to calm your emotions, to calm your nerves. As your head becomes heavier and your shoulders become heavier, relax your entire back and your hips, and just let it all deepen, melt, soften. Let your legs be heavy, and just breathe. slowly begin to deepen your breath. As you lay there, maybe start to move your fingers and your toes. And just take your time bending your knees and rolling over to one side. You can rest there on your side as long as you need to. And whenever you feel ready, you can roll a little deeper. Press your hands down and come up to a seated position again. Whatever seated position is comfortable for you. Rest your arms down onto your legs, either palms up or palms down. Relax your shoulders, and with your eyes closed or soft gaze towards the floor, we'll just end with 3 more deep breaths together. Exhale completely. Take a deep inhale in through the nostrils. Exhale out of your mouth. Remember, detox. Inhale. Exhale as if you're fogging up a mirror. Inhale. And exhale. Smooth out your breath. When you're ready, go ahead and slowly open your eyes again. Thank you so very much for joining me. I hope you feel good. I don't know if you feel that heat in your abdomen. I know I always do when I do this, but good detox for today. On Saturday, we're